presentation of the Spartan
All right,
Media
we're ready,
Network.
Tim. We're rolling with you.
In 20 seconds.
The Robyn Fralick Show.
A pass across the floor, intercepted by Tate. She's on the deck. She got rid of it somehow from the floor to Joyner. She gives it up to Kimball in transition. She'll drive up under the scoop. It falls and one. Everything is green and white tonight here at the Breslin Center. Unbelievable.
The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. The Robyn Fralick Show is also brought to you by One North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. Meijer, the official grocer of Michigan State Athletics. Dean Trailways, the official ground transportation provider of Spartan Athletics. Make Dean Trailways your favorite ride. The Munn Team, Jan and John Munn at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. Tommy Raines Realtors, realtors that get results. The MSU Federal Credit Union. Spartan fans dream big with MSU Federal Credit Union. And by Coors Light, mountain cold refreshment. Choose chill. Now, with head coach Robyn Fralick, here's the voice of Michigan State women's basketball, Dalton Shetler.
Welcome into the Coach Robyn Fralick Radio Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We are live at One North Kitchen and Bar in East Lansing. If you want to join our audience for any of the MSU Coaches shows, make your reservation by emailing coachesshows@onenorthdining.com. Up here on stage with me is the star of the show, Michigan State head women's basketball coach Robyn Fralick. Give a nice warm welcome to head coach Robyn Fralick. Picking up a nice win yesterday, 89-75 over Northwestern, fueled by an excellent second half there from Evanston. And we talked a little bit about this before we took the show, Robyn. It was a fun ride back, but it was a big win for Michigan State to bounce back the way you did.
It was, and Northwestern is a team that's been playing better and better. They had Minnesota on the ropes. They took Iowa right down to the wire at Iowa, so we felt like they were a team that's been coming into their own. And at Northwestern, we knew that was an important game for us to get back on track. And, we did the first half. I thought, they shot it well. I didn't think our defense was real stout. But in the second half, I thought we really did a good job of kind of making some adjustments, executing those, and playing good basketball.
And we'll dive into what the game was like yesterday later on here in the show. But, you talk about how tough Northwestern is. And, of course, Northwestern's still hungry for their first Big Ten win. And they came out blitzing and firing on all cylinders. But it's a team that battled with Iowa last time out that you mentioned. And we saw Iowa yesterday beat USC. The Big Ten had a day where everything was all over the place in terms of results. And there were upsets, everything. To be able to survive, it now puts Michigan State at 8-3 in the Big Ten, which is fourth place all alone in the Big Ten Conference. Absolutely, clap it up, because you have USC, UCLA, Ohio State, and then it's Michigan State at 8-3, and then there's a four-way logjam behind at 7-4. So to take care of business the way you did, it sets you up for the final 7-game stretch in a nice spot.
Yeah, with a lot of games left, but, we're focusing on our games. We came out of the game at Northwestern, and, we're checking all the scores. We're like, whoa, a lot happened today in the Big Ten. But that's what makes the league so fun, night in and night out. There's just so many good teams, so many different matchups, and it's just a good reminder to stay in your lane and focus on what you got to do to keep getting better. Zoom in.
Zoom in. I was going to say, that's the Fralick way. Zoom in on what's happening right in front of you. By the way, in the building here today, joining us on stage a little bit later, we have the captain, Nyla Hampton. Give her a nice warm welcome, huh? Absolutely. Had a monster game yesterday. We'll be talking about that as well. And before we break and actually talk about the matchup, Robyn, that it was yesterday, there were periods of time in Evanston, Illinois, where you could just hear a "Go Green, Go White" echoing throughout Welsh Ryan Arena. The Fast Break Club came. The fan support was amazing.
The fan support was amazing. Thank you, Fast Break Club. That was I felt like we took over the gym. There's the green swarm. Every time I looked up, all I saw was green and a gym full of like purple seats. So that was pretty incredible. Thank you. Keep that going.
It was a lot of fun, and of course, going to need that support on Sunday. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on as well. This is the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group here on the Spartan Media Network.
On the court, the MSU women's basketball team shows us the power of teamwork and dedication. Off the court, Diversified Insurance Group brings that same commitment to protecting what matters most. As an official partner of Michigan State University Athletics, we're proud to stand with the Spartans. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. Go green, go white, go MSU women's basketball.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
Hey Spartans,
30 seconds.
Time. It's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices
10
that
seconds.
bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Back to One North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Welcome back to the Coach Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Whether your move is across town or across the nation, the MUN team can help. Whether you're in the market to buy, sell, or both, check out the MUN team online at munteam.com. Jan and John Munn, serving buyers and sellers since 1985. They're realtors who get results. All right, Robyn, let's talk a little bit about 89-75 victory for your Michigan State Spartans over Northwestern yesterday. You mentioned that you went to halftime and you felt maybe you didn't guard as well as you normally do. I mean, the defensive side's been your identity so far this season. What were some of the changes you made for the second 20 minutes where you were able to start shutting them down a bit more?
Well, we knew going into the game they played a lot through their posts. They have good size. They really have 3 players on the court consistently that they'll post all of them up. And we went into the game knowing we wanted to front, but we weren't really fronting in the first half, and that was hurting us. So we made a big deal about we can't keep letting the ball just play through the paint. So I thought we did a much better job of that in the second half. We played more in the half court. You know, they do have a lot of kids who they don't turn the ball over a lot. I thought they were doing a good job of passing and creating some open shots. So we kind of hunkered in and did a much better job keeping the ball in the paint.
Well, and it's funny you say that because you're not pressing as much in that game, but you still come away with 14 steals. It's the 5th straight game where you've had at least 10 steals. I mean, what have you kind of unlocked on that side?
Well, you can steal the ball in the half court too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I think our team, we have an ability to pressure in the full court, and we have an ability to pressure in the half court. I coach a bunch of thieves. We're fortunate. We coach a number of kids who are good at, there's an art to stealing the ball. There really is. I think there's an anticipation and an athleticism to it, and we're fortunate that's something across the board our team has been good at. And so I thought in the second half we just did it a lot more in the half court.
One of the best thieves you have is Nyla Hampton.
Yep.
And again, we're going to be talking with her in a couple of moments on the other side of the break. But yesterday she had 16 points. It's the most she's had since she got here to Michigan State. She had 5 assists. She had 3 rebounds. She had 3 steals. 3 of those thievery takeaways. But her individual performance yesterday, what really stood out to you about Nyla?
I felt like she made every timely shot, right? It was like maybe they went on a run, or maybe all of a sudden we go from up 5 to up 8, or up 8 to up 11. She made 2 really big threes. She had 2 pick sixes that that's got us some good momentum. Made a great pass to Grace right before the halftime to tie it. There's just so many timely plays that I thought really got a lot of momentum on our side.
And she fueled a lot of a big run that happened in the third quarter, which Colin Eccles has put together with our broadcast call of the week.
The broadcast call of the week comes from Sunday's 89-75 Spartan win over Northwestern. Closing in on the final 90 seconds of the third quarter, the green and white got out to a double-digit lead after catching fire from behind the arc with 3 3-pointers in a row. The voice of MSU women's basketball, Dalton Shetler, brings us the call.
13 on the shot clock. They feed Van Sluten right block. Working the baseline, drift out to Hampton left corner for 3. Bring it up! The Spartans go back in front by 7. 57-50 inside of 4 minutes of play in the third quarter. Nyla Hampton with 11 points today. Wildcats get it into the half court. Daly, top of the key, takes a high ball screen. Driving the floater right side of the lane, misses short. Crashing the glasses, Shoemate for the Spartans. She'll outlet to Tate, and here comes MSU. Shoemate, right wing, quick trigger, 3. Bring it up! Back-to-back long balls, and the Spartans are up by 10. Wildcats in the front court, send to Daly, right wing. Ball on hip, she gives it away now, Williams right side, 7 on the shot clock. Ball stolen away by Nyla Hampton. In the backcourt, she collides with Walton, brings it up anyway, nice behind the back move, settles into the half court. Back out Tate to Hampton, right wing 3, bring it up! Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row, the green and white are blitzing from distance. 1:30 to play in the third, it's 65-55, MSU leads.
There you have it. A big thank you to Colin Eccles with his help there putting together broadcast call of the week. 3 threes in a row, 2 of them coming from the captain, Nyla Hampton.
Tic-tac-toe. I love it.
We go to the drawing board every
now and
then.
I love it. We're going to have to start saying that in practice. We get 3 in a row. That's great.
But, yeah, Nyla's performance was so good, and we talked about it some. We'll talk about it with her. I do want to highlight a couple other individuals before we have to take a break. Grace Van Sluten, 20 points in this game, 6 rebounds. I mean, she led the green and white in scoring in this game, but really was efficient, too. I think 8 for 11 from the floor.
Yeah, really efficient. I thought we did a good job. Northwestern plays. They mix up between man and zone, but it's hard to tell if they're in man or zone. They kind of look alike. So we can do an offense that works against both instead of trying to figure it out. And part of that is getting good seals inside. And we felt like going into the game, we could score inside, whether that was against their zone or against their man. And, she did a good job of getting contact and finishing well in the paint.
And one of those players that we highlighted earlier, Emma Shoemate, with that 3 in that call of the week, she hit 4 threes in this game, went 4 for 6 from distance. If you look at her Big Ten numbers now, she is shooting at a high clip from beyond the arc. What's really gotten her going?
She works at it. I think she stayed consistent with her shooting. And something we love too is she shoots it. Like, I mean, even early when she wasn't making as many, she still shot it, right? She got to her spots and shoots it confidently. And, she even told me, like, I know I'm doing the work. I know they're going to go in. So she does the work. I think she has a mentality around a belief. And it sure helped us. Yesterday we knew, we're like, gosh, we're really open from 3. Like, that was something they were giving up. And she came in and really took advantage of that.
Well, and now you take a look at Michigan State, and in the last 4 games, 3 of them, the team has hit at least 10 3-pointers in those games. When you look at Michigan, Penn State, and then this last one against Northwestern, it feels like things are starting to open up from the perimeter, and that just seems to help everything offensively for you.
Yeah, and they're great shots. I mean, threes are they're great shots, right? And when they go in, they're even better. But, if you just look at the basketball math, like open threes and taking good threes, that's important. And we tell our kids all the time, whether it goes in or not doesn't make it a good shot, right? There's just good shots, and have some confidence when it's a good shot, let it fly.
We talk about the connectivity, the moving the ball. The other team number I wanted to get to, you made 31 baskets yesterday at Northwestern, 23 of those were assisted on. It felt like the ball started zipping around, especially in that second half, and he got to what you envision with this offense.
Well, that's when we're at our best. We have ball movement, player movement, spacing. So much of good offense is spacing. And so we got back to that. I thought against Oregon, we weren't passing the ball well, and we were getting bad shots. And when you get bad shots, it hurts your defense, right? It's super connected. So, that was a good learning point, and we're better when we share and move.
And most certainly. And by the way, since we talk about some of the hot three-point shooting, the Abood Law Firm Beyond the Arc campaign benefits the Greater Lansing Food Bank, donating $25 for each three-pointer made by the MSU women's and men's basketball teams. So far this season, the men have made 117 threes. The women have made 162 threes now. Added up, that gets a nice round of applause here in the building. Added up together, that's 279 threes, $6,975 going to the Greater Lansing Food Bank. Excellent work being done there by the Abood Law Firm. Raise hope and foster dreams by starting your journey to becoming a foster parent today. Visit michigan.gov/hope for a home to learn more on how you can support children of all ages in your community. When we return, we'll bring the captain up here on stage with us and get to hear from her. We're live from Lansing with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Our show's presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You are listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
There are everyday actions to help prevent the spread of respiratory diseases. Wash your hands. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Stay home when you are sick. Cover your cough or sneeze. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects with household cleaning spray. For more information, visit cdc.gov/COVID-19. This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
At the Capital Region International Airport, we connect our community to the world with nonstop service to Washington, D.C. and Chicago on American Airlines, Detroit on Delta Airlines, and beginning October 2nd to Orlando and Fort Myers on Breeze Airways. When you fly Lansing, you're just one stop from over 500 global destinations.
And with direct flights to Cancun, Punta Cana, and Montego Bay starting in January, your escape to beautiful tropical beaches is easier than ever. The Capital Region International Airport, your gateway to the world. Visit flylansing.com for more information and to book your flight today.
At first, credit card debt can seem harmless, like a cute little baby goat. Dad! But let it get out of control.
Seconds.
And your debt goes wild, and that is anything but cute. Tame your debt with Rocket Mortgage. Tap into your home's equity and get funds in a matter of days. Just visit tameyourdebt.com. Call 1-800-407-3944 for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender, licensed in all 50 states, NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
10 seconds. Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back live on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Spartan fans, gear up with a MSU FCU Visa credit card featuring the Spartan helmet. It's the perfect way to show your Spartan pride while earning cash back on every purchase. Apply now at msufcu.org and make every purchase a proud Spartan moment. All right, now up on stage with us, we have the graduate student from Huber Heights, Ohio, the captain number 22, Nyla Hampton. Give her a nice warm welcome, everybody. Nyla, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Now, I'm sure word has gotten around the locker room because we've heard some of the players come up here and they immediately know what happens when we start. You know how we start, right?
I didn't know it was the start, but yeah, I think I know
it is. Yeah, 1 more minute is how we get this thing going. So what we do here, if you're new to it, we put 60 seconds on the clock. The clock will start once we finish asking the first question, but we rapid-fire questions at Nyla, see how many she can answer. She's chasing 23. That was Grace Van Sluten's high watermark this season.
All right.
So 23 is the number to beat. And if you are ready, and they're, by the way, all about herself, so only she has the answer key, but we just keep things moving and see how many she can get in. So, Nyla, if you're ready, we're ready to go.
Let's do it.
All right. We start with a genie pops out of the Magic Johnson statue and grants you one wish. What do you wish for?
3 more wishes.
Who's your hero?
My mom.
Favorite class?
Math.
Favorite musical artist?
Giveon.
Hidden talent?
I can do a Rubik's Cube.
Downtown condo or remote forest cabin?
Remote forest cabin.
Favorite nickname?
Night ball.
Morning person or night owl?
Night owl.
Favorite way to spend a day off?
Just laying with my dog.
Favorite sports team?
Sparty.
Favorite month?
October.
Funniest person on the team?
Maybe Joss.
Where's the dream vacation spot?
Hawaii.
Pool or hot tub?
Hot tub.
What store would you max out a credit card at?
Nike.
Biggest hobby?
Reading.
You're singing karaoke. What song do you pick?
Something by Rod Wave.
Clumsiest person on the team?
Clumsiest Joss.
Favorite drill in practice?
Cash money.
If you weren't playing basketball, what would you be playing?
Soccer.
You can only eat one thing the rest of your life. What is it?
Pizza rolls.
Favorite movie?
Loving basketball.
Favorite animal?
Dog.
Can have dinner with one person in the world. Who is it?
Zendaya.
Time. All right, clap it up. We got a new record on the season. Nyla Hampton with 24. Nice work, Nyla Hampton. How about that?
That was sweet.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's good. So you've known Nyla for a long time. Of course, back at Bowling Green, you coached her. This doesn't come to a surprise to you at all.
Thanks quick.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's part of what makes her a great point guard. We'll be talking about that
decisive.
a little bit later. But one of the answers, you said hidden talent. You can do a Rubik's Cube?
I can.
When did you start doing that?
A while ago. My mom got me one random summer when I was in high school, and I just played with it, and then suddenly I could do it. And I used to be able to do it in a minute. Now it's probably like a minute and a half.
Minute and a half?
Ish, yeah.
Okay. So do you think if I bought a Rubik's Cube
on the
and
spot.
brought it here,
Oh, yeah.
and we put 90 seconds on the clock, you could do it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, Robyn, this is brand new. You want to open that up and mix it up real good
Already-
for Nyla?
oh. You can put me in charge.
Oh, here, I can open it. I can open it. But I'll have you mix it up, and we'll continue to talk a little bit about Nyla, the player and person, as she gets this one going. But let's see if
How do you
the
mix
Rubik's
it up?
Cube is
Just-
true.
You just random.
Absolutely. So we're going to have some fun with Nyla Hampton, see if she's able to do it in 90 seconds. I read that stat, and I was like, we are going to try this out with Nyla. So we will have 90 seconds ready. Robyn, you and I will talk a little bit about Nyla while she goes for our radio audience.
Yeah.
But Nyla, are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Do you feel
Let's
confident?
see. It's been a little bit, but I think I still got it.
All right, here we go. And start. So let's talk a little bit about Nyla Hampton. At Bowling Green, how did you first meet her?
Well, we recruited her out of high school. So loved watching her play in high school, AAU. They came to our team shootouts too. So that's how it started, just recruiting her out of high school.
Okay, and it looks like she already has the white side together, so she's coming together pretty well. What stood out to you when you first met her in high school the most?
Yeah. Well, from watching her play, I thought she just had such a great feel for how to play. She's kind of sneaky. You have to really watch her to appreciate her, like her defensive instincts, offensively too, just when to score, when to pass, timing, rhythm, decision-making was always at a very high level. And she has incredibly sneaky long arms. So even for height, her arms are longer than mine. So she might be 5'7", 5'8", but she's got about 6 foot arms.
And she's right now at 53 seconds. She's really starting to come together over there. But actually, for people who may not be aware, Nyla is actually one steal short and done here with the Rubik's Cube in 64 seconds. Give her a nice round of applause, huh?
That's amazing.
Good work, Nyla.
She's got the Rubik's Cube algorithm in her head. I mean, that's incredible.
It goes to show how cerebral she is,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
It's so funny, too. The point we were making, congratulations, by the way, Nyla.
That was impressive.
That was well done.
Well, we were talking about you nonetheless.
Pressure, big spot. You're able to step up, make some timely moves with the Rubik's Cube. But we were talking about, for Nyla Hampton, at Bowling Green, she only played there 3 years, but she finished one steal short of the career record in just 3 years. All time there at Bowling Green. She owns the steals per game average record there at Bowling Green. She finished with 2.6 steals a contest while she was at Bowling Green. She finished with 243 for her career. I mean, it's been something that you've always done, Nyla. What's always went into you on the defensive side, being able to have a knack to take the ball away?
I feel like I have to credit a lot of that to my older brother. Kind of my whole family plays basketball, and we play a lot just in our front driveway. And obviously, being an older brother, he's not going to just let me win. So I kind of had to, if I wanted the ball, I had to find a way to stop him because he always liked to play, make it, take it. Of course, his rules. And so I feel like that's kind of where it started. And then as I got into more like organized basketball, I felt like defense was the one thing you can always control. So I just kind of leaned a little more into that because I've always supported the idea of like control what you can control.
And by the way, I think I read you have 7 siblings?
Yeah, I do.
7 siblings. So what was that like in the house?
It was a lot of fun. We all went to the same high school together, so kind of had built-in friends going into high school, so that helped. Kind of always had each other's backs.
Well, Robyn, I mean, you heard her answer about defense and controlling what you can control. It already kind of sounds like a coach as a player.
Yeah, I think, that is for definitely one of Nyla's biggest strengths is she just shows up every day controlling what she can control, her attitude, her effort, paying attention to details, very reliable, very consistent, has a great feel for how to play. And I think a big part of that is growing up playing a lot. And also just when you can control what you can control, you're putting your energy into the right things. And Nyla does that every single day, which is fun to coach. And it's led to her being on a lot of really good teams.
It most certainly has. And let's talk about how she came to Michigan State because Nyla Hampton was a MAC Defensive Player of the Year under Robyn Fralick at Bowling Green, transferred last year to Ball State, where she also won MAC Defensive Player of the Year. And last year she was 6th in the nation at 3.4 steals a game. And then she hit the transfer portal and decided to come to Michigan State. Why did you decide to come to Michigan State?
Honestly, for a little while last year, I wasn't sure if I was going to take my 5th year. And at the end of it all, a lot of reflecting, a lot of talking with my parents. I was like, if I'm going to take this 5th year, I only want to do it with Coach Fralick.
That's really sweet,
so nice.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what is it about Coach Fralick that makes you feel that way?
Just the way she carries herself, the way that she cares for the team and shows it, and I've always loved what she does with her culture. I think she does a really good job of showing us all how to live in that culture every day, and it's just makes for a really, really fun place to be around. Even like you look forward to practices, you look forward to coming in and seeing the team, and it just makes it a really good place to be.
Well, Robyn, it is a two-way street. What was it about Nyla that you said, you got to come play point guard here in your 5th year for me?
I mean, I've never wanted Nyla to not play for me. Nyla's like I shared, so smart, so poised, puts her energy into the right things, great teammate, cares a lot about people, cares a lot about the team, right? And there's just such an energy. It's contagious when you're around people who really care about the team and care about the mission of the team. And she's a really good player. So all of those combinations, I'm glad we get this last season together.
Yeah, that's really, really cool stuff. I do also want to ask a little bit because there was a feature actually done for Spartans All Access about your two's relationship and Nyla coming here. And you had mentioned during one piece of that feature, which you can check out at msuspartans.com, that you'll go sometimes to Coach Fralick, you will, Nyla, and say, this is what I'm seeing on the floor. What do you think about this? What do you think about that? How is it to have a relationship like that where your voice is heard, your observations, what you're seeing is responded well?
It's great. I think it goes to show how much she trusts me and like how much I can trust her, and it also helps me learn like in real time because obviously I don't have all the answers, so sometimes she'll be like, no, I actually don't think that'll work, and I'll be like, okay. So and then like I see what she sees, and it kind of helps me learn in real time almost.
To have a point guard you can talk to and trust like that, that seems extremely valuable is maybe the best way to put it.
It is very valuable, and there's times during the game I'll go to Nyla, what do you think's the best way for us to guard this? Because there's one thing to watch it, right? As coaches, we watch it. It's another thing to do it, right, in live speed. So there has to be a really good trust piece. And, we really trust her. There's times where she'll be like, I know you think this is better, but in live speed, this is what we got to do. All right, that sounds great. And I also find a lot of times when they have good ideas, they make them work, right? So there's a real art to that. But, end of game, too, she'll know exactly what we want. Time, score, feel, ability to execute. So those are very valuable things.
Absolutely. And now if you look in Big Ten play, we already told you Michigan State's 8-3 in conference play, but in league games between Nyla Hampton and Jaden Simmons, I just combined the both of you. You know what? Actually, that'd be a pretty good player too. Nyla Hampton and Jaden Simmons, they're combined for 72 assists and only 27 turnovers in Big Ten play. Combined 2.7 assist to turnover ratio. I mean, what do you see there out of those two ball handlers that really are giving you something?
Great feel, ability to run a team, ability to get into spaces and create. And, decision making is such a critical part of basketball. I think it's probably not talked enough about because it's a fast game and it's in live speed and we don't stop every possession and, call something. You have to have an ability to see and feel the game. And for both of them to have that assist to turnover ratio has been a huge part of our team's success.
And I think those two players, you two specifically, are maybe the most under the radar, if you want to go by numbers or whatever, attention, the production you both bring. Robyn, how would you explain to people who may just look at a box score and they don't maybe get to see everything they bring, what all Nyla brings to the table?
Well, that's our job, right? We know all of the numbers behind the numbers behind the numbers of we call it, a lot of times it's called player leverage, and it's really your impact on winning. And both of them have a really high impact on winning. And so that's our job to figure that out. But we know that their ability to guard so many different positions, their ability to execute, run a team, create, make good decisions, those are really, really valuable things for our team.
It's pretty cool to watch. It's been a lot of fun so far this year. Nyla, circling back to you, I mean, we mentioned that you hopped in the transfer portal, you land at Michigan State, and immediately you become a captain of this squad. To be voted a captain just weeks or months after coming to a place, it's not very common. How did that happen, and what does it mean to you to be named a captain by your peers?
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge honor. My biggest goal when I got here was just give my best self to the team, and I think the team kind of felt that. I made a big point to let everyone know, hey, I'm here for you on and off the court. You want to stay and get shots, let's do it. You want to go grab lunch, you got something on your mind, you want to talk, let's go do it. And I just wanted the team to know I was there for them, and yeah, like I said, it was a really big honor to get voted captain.
And what do you see from the players' perspective that are here and they watch Nyla come in and say, we need to follow her?
Well, what she just shared, I think people know when you really care about them. I think people know when there's a real investment in, hey, I'm here to help the team, right? I'm here. I'm all in to help the team. There's no personal agenda, and that's authentic. And for them to pick up on that so quickly is pretty cool. But she brings that authenticity every day.
A couple of things to circle back to. One, I believe at one point during your career, Nyla, you had mentioned that you want to be a photographer later on. Is that still maybe the passion for you after, or is there something else in the works now?
I mean, photography's always been the long-term goal. I want to do freelance, kind of travel all around and take pictures of everything.
Okay.
I think maybe an engineer.
What can't you do? Maybe that's the best way to start. That was incredible. And by the way, during the 1 Mo Minute, you mentioned that the best way to spend a day off is to chill out with your dog. You want to tell us a little bit about your dog?
Oh yeah, he's a big sweetheart. He thinks he's a lap dog, but he's about 80 pounds now. I got him actually when I was at Bowling Green. I got him from a Humane Society up there. Had him since he was 8 weeks old, so had him his whole life. Yeah, he's just a big sweetheart, big cuddler.
What kind is he?
So his main breed is called a Catahoula Leopard Dog, which I'd never heard of it before I got him. But he has a lot of Golden Retriever and Black Lab in him too, which he looks like a mix of those two.
And his name?
Coda.
Coda, okay. I'm a big dog person, so I'm always into these conversations. But how does it help you? I mean, playing college basketball and having the dog, it seems like a lot to balance, but the love that you have for something like that, it just supersedes it all.
Yeah, I mean, he's a really low maintenance dog. Pretty much just naps most of the day. Chews on his bones every once in a while, but I mean, it really helps. If you have a long day, come home, you got a dog cheer you up. I mean, I've never came home and saw him and just been sad. Like, automatic cheer you up, automatically put you in a really good mood.
Robyn, it sounds like Coda's got a pretty good life.
Yeah, we have a lot of happy dogs on our team, and we have baby Cash. So we have puppies, dogs, babies.
It is just the happiest place on earth. Stealing the line from Disney. It's Michigan State women's basketball. And the other thing, too, I mean, you mentioned Jocelyn as maybe the funniest and also the clumsiest. We documented during the Christmas holiday show earlier this year that you two have a great relationship. You played together at Bowling Green for a while. Your relationship with Jocelyn was pretty serious about trying to give you a hard time during that show. But your guys' relationship, honestly, what is it like?
Interesting. It's it's never the same any 2 days in a row. Yeah, I don't know. Interesting. She's got a big personality. I feel like we balance each other out pretty well. But she also is like she doesn't show it a lot, but she has a serious side that she can turn on. In times like I've had hard days and just gone to her and just been like, hey, like, can we talk? Or I literally just one day when we were at Bowling Green still, it was just a lot of things were going on, just had a really rough day, and I just went to her, no words, just was like, I just need a hug right now. And she stood there like literally for like 5 minutes. Like it's one of those type of relationships where like you guys just always have each other's backs.
That's really special, and that feels like the culture that's been brought here to Michigan State with Robyn. And Robyn, I'll give you the last word. Yep. Nyla, the person, the player, we've talked a lot and covered a lot of terrain about her. But what do people need to walk away from here with the impression of Nyla Hampton about?
One of the most just sincere, kind, caring people I've ever met. We're lucky to have her.
It's been a lot of fun. Clap it up for number 22, Nyla Hampton. Great basketball player and a Rubik's Cube solver. Thank you so much for spending the time with us, Nyla.
Thanks for having me.
All right. We'll be back with more from the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You are on the Spartan Media Network.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
Women's basketball.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure. Who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trademark of Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be
30 seconds.
to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit
10 seconds.
msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2.
The biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No. First base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us for the Robyn Fralick Show presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Our show today comes to you live from 1 North Kitchen and Bar located at Abbott and Saginaw in East Lansing. 1 North Kitchen and Bar, making good times great. All right, folks, it is time for this week's Alumni Hall Spartan women's basketball trivia ticket giveaway. The winner gets tickets to a MSU home game. You'll pick up your tickets at the Alumni Hall retail location at Eastwood Town Center in Lansing. Our question this week, and by the way, if you think you have the answer, we have a microphone at the far end of the table. Come up to it, let us know your name, where you're from, and we'll get your answer and see if we get you 2 tickets. This one is a pretty short and sweet one, but maybe it might stump and make you think for a moment. Who's the only Spartan to start every single game so far this season? One Spartan has started all 22, all 22 games. Got to do quick math for myself anymore. One Spartan started all 22. Who is that Spartan? You think you have the answer? Come up to the microphone. We'll see if you get 2 tickets. But Robyn, real quick, while we have a moment, I do want to ask you a little bit about the week ahead, because you actually have a moment where there isn't a game right in front of your face. Mm-hmm. It's Sunday. You get a few days. How do you manage maybe the rest that's maybe needed for a team that's been on a blitz the way you have, and a team that you still got to get ready for a rivalry game coming up Sunday? How do you handle the week, the days ahead?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's a great week because we can get a mix of a reset and a refocus. And a rest, right? So you've got to be able to balance all of that, just being able to rest and then kind of reset. This time of the year too, where you've got to kind of remember the goal at hand, right? It's a long season, and a refocus. So we'll get a good mix of worrying about us, and then getting ready for Michigan. So I know we're excited about this week. We feel like it came at a great time, and we're excited to be able to do all of those things.
Yeah, it seems interesting when you kind of lay it out there to try and see how you handle it. And before we get to trivia, the other question I had for you, look, I think in sports there's a lot of cliches or coach speak, whatever you want to call it. Like we've talked before about, some coaches will say, we want to play fast, and you kind of say, well, do you really want to play fast? People will say that about culture. They toss culture around, but you have it with a purpose when you talk about it here. You keep mentioning the last couple of weeks, what you're happiest about with your team is the constant improvement. And I think that's something that gets tossed out by many coaches, but you mean something. I wanted to go beyond the surface. What do you see from your group that in the constant improvement chase?
Well, outside of the Oregon game, I thought we've been playing much better offensively, which has been fun to see. We've been passing the ball better. We've been much more efficient, just playing better together basketball, and that impacts your defense, right? They're just hyper connected. So we've seen some big strides in that. And we've got to keep doing that. We talk a lot, the best teams in this league get better as the season goes on. And that's a lot to ask because it's a long season and there's a lot of tough competition and there's a real capacity that goes into getting better. We love to share with our team, focus is a competitive advantage, right? Effort is a competitive advantage. And so just constantly reminding those are the things required to get better. And why would we be in this if we wanted to stay the same? Right? I've never coached a player that's like, you know what, I would just like to be the same player the whole year, right? Or a team that's like, you know what, I just like to just play exactly the same the whole year. It's what makes it fun. It's this pursuit of getting better. It's this pursuit of how do we become more together, and making sure there stays an energy around that.
That's a really unique and great and insightful answer. Thanks for sharing that. I believe, do we have a trivia answer? Do you want to give this a crack? Okay, I believe we do. Do you want to let us know your name, where you're from?
I'm Liz from Eaton Rapids, and is it Tate?
It is Jocelyn Tate. Jocelyn Tate is the Spartan that has started every game so far this season. Excellent work. We'll get you 2 tickets there in the back. Good work by you. But, yeah, Julia Ayrault was hurt the one game, or else she would have started every game. Yeah, look at her. She was ready for the
She knew.
She was ready for the trick question. Nice work. Jocelyn Tate is the Spartan to start every game so far this year. Whether it's home, auto, life, or business insurance, Diversified Insurance Group has the coverage you need to stay ahead of the game. Personalized solutions just like a perfectly executed play. Visit WeDigInsurance.com today and let's win together on and off the court. The Robyn Fralick Show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. We'll be back with more after a break here on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3. When it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
Our lives are a collection of experiences. From fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security to a helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a
30
foster child
seconds.
a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
You're a cheerleader.
Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent.
10 seconds.
See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Diversified Insurance Group presents the Robyn Fralick Show. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support food rescue programs and the Simply Give program. You help provide a bright future for kids and support sustainability in our communities. Learn more at Meijer.com. Robyn, I wanted to bring this up, and actually I mentioned this to you during the pregame show. I'm not sure if everybody got to listen to it because we had so many people actually in attendance there at Welsh Ryan Arena. But with the trip to Northwestern, you've now coached in every Big Ten gym of the traditional guard, the previous iteration, and it's still got the 4 newcomers to go. But Northwestern was the last one to check off that list. Is there any observations from hitting the road and traveling and coaching in every single one of these gyms?
Yeah, I love the Breslin Center.
That's oh, that's good. Absolutely.
Been everywhere and happy to be at the Brez.
Well, and the best part, too, is with support like yesterday, just about anywhere can feel like the Breslin at times with the green and white.
I love that. Yep, the green swarm travels well.
Big B Coffee is a proud supporter of Michigan State basketball. Visit your Mid-Michigan Big B Coffee location today. We are live with the head coach of the Spartans, Robyn Fralick. Today's show is presented by Diversified Insurance Group. You're listening to the Robyn Fralick Show.
Join me as I take a deep dive into the least insulted ticketing app in history, SeatGeek. Did SeatGeek invent the ticket? No, but we do make them work. Drum roll, please. Ooh, how do I use the Seat View feature?
It shows seats with a pole blocking the view. Don't buy those.
What if I want to sit behind a pole?
Buy those.
Join me as I bore you to death with a series of interviews about a ticketing app that just does what it's supposed to do.
When it's game time, it's One North time. Just minutes from Michigan State University, One North Kitchen and Bar is your go-to spot for scratch cooking and world-class hospitality. When you're celebrating a win or catching up with friends, we've got the perfect dish to make every moment special. Join us for the MSU Coaches Shows and get closer to the action with the voices that bring Spartan spirit to life. Visit One North, where Spartan pride meets memorable meals.
Hey, got one more, Labatt?
Yeah, here you go.
Yo, got one more?
Sure, who are you?
Have any more?
I'll take one.
Got another Labatt?
Got one more?
How did you all get in my house?
Dude, door was open. Heard you had some Labatt.
Yeah, in the fridge.
Crack some Labatt, make some friends, and see where it takes you.
Always enjoy responsibly. Beer, Labatt USA, Buffalo, New York. All rights reserved. Labatt registered U.S. trade market. Labatt Brewing Company Limited.
When you're a foster parent, you play a lot of roles.
Provider, giving a foster child a safe home, healthy meals, and hope.
You're always there.
30 seconds.
Cheerleader. Your family. You would do anything for a child in your care.
Every day is different. Every need is different. But one of the most impactful roles you can play in life is being a foster parent. See why at michigan.gov/hope for a home. A message from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services.
10 seconds. Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
We are back with more Spartan women's basketball on the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. Frankly, you want to join us for the Michigan Sports Brief every weekday on Spartan Media Network radio stations across Michigan, presented by Frankenmuth Insurance. Find your local independent agent at fmins.com. All right, we know what's up next. This Sunday, it's the return trip in the in-state rivalry between Michigan State and Michigan. And, of course, a big notice for all of you. It is go green, wear green. Wear green to the Breslin Center on Sunday as Michigan State welcomes in Michigan. When we went down the road to Ann Arbor, it was the 4th largest attendance they had at Chrysler Center. They had nearly 11,000. And I asked you after the game last night, what do you have to say to the people as we get rid of this one? And you said?
I'll repeat my message. You all know the assignment. Tell your friends to tell their friends to tell their friends. Sunday, Breslin Center, wear green, be there, cheer loud.
Absolutely. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah, clap it up. Let's make this a really raucous environment on Sunday. And, of course, we remember what happened last time. Michigan State, in the first ever ranked in-state matchup in the 101 games of this series, came back in the second half with 59 points and won by 30 there at the Chrysler Center. It was a really great performance. So if Michigan State can do something like that second half, everybody's going to be feeling great, Robyn.
That'd be beautiful.
We talked about it. That was one of the more fun outings there had been. But since then, let's talk about the Wolverines for a moment because we got a couple of minutes. Michigan since went to Madison, Wisconsin, dropped one to the Badgers, but then bounced back with a big win yesterday against Oregon, winning it 80-48. What did you notice in the first time you played against Michigan? And what do you have to maybe repeat or duplicate in round 2?
Well, our second half, I thought we played really good defense and got really disruptive. And then offensively did a much better job moving and sharing the ball in that second half and creating, great scoring opportunities. I thought our offense was, we were just so much more efficient. And, I talk all the time about the game super connected. So we know that they're a good team. They're a unique matchup and that they primarily play 5 guards and shoot a lot of threes. And we'll have this week to get better at Michigan State and get prepared for Sunday.
And in that first game, we talk about how much talent that freshman class has for the Wolverines. Olivia Olson finished with 14 points. Hobbs still got to 15. Mila Holloway had a good first half, but a little bit stifled in the second. And Silas Swords, who's one of their leading scorers, only came away with 4 points. What worked defensively? Because that second half, again, we described it earlier as a euphoric flurry. It just was incredible 20 minutes of action. But what worked defensively to set that all up for you?
Our pressure was much better our sustained pressure was much better in the second half, and being able to kind of get them a little bit more disrupted, a little bit more out of system. I thought that was a really key part of it.
It's going to be a lot of fun come Sunday. And, of course, for Michigan State, they're looking for their 4th straight win against the Michigan Wolverines and looking for back-to-back season sweeps under head coach Robyn Fralick. So it's a big one Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Absolutely.
Wear green, go green.
And we'll be back to wrap up the Coach Robyn Fralick Show here in a moment. You are on the Spartan Media Network.
Sometimes we're asked if you need to be a Spartan to be a member of Michigan State University Federal Credit Union. The answer is no. To be an MSU FCU member, you just need 3 things. 1, you love saving money and earning cash back. 2, you have a passion for supporting your community, just like we do. 3, when it comes to your future, you prefer to dream big. If this sounds like you, visit msufcu.org to get started. Of course, if you want to cheer on MSU, we're totally on board with that too. Go green.
Skill is a game changer. And when the doctors you know and trust team up with one of the nation's top health systems, the possibilities are endless. Sparrow is now University of Michigan Health Sparrow. So together, we can bring more specialized expertise, more of the latest treatments, and more of the best possible care closer to you. Discover what's possible at uofmhealthsparrow.org.
From the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little.
There you go. Go!
Run, James!
No, first base!
Go, go, go!
Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support hundreds of local sports teams across the Midwest. From some of the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. You're helping make a difference to the people and places you call home. Learn more at Meijer.com/community.
Our lives are a collection of experiences.
30 seconds.
From fender benders and soggy basements to great joy and growing families. Sometimes life is unplanned. Knowing that your insurance provider is always close by offers comfort. At Farm Bureau Insurance, the experience you get with our local trusted advisors is different. From financial security
10
to a
seconds.
helping hand, Farm Bureau understands the experience matters. Find an agent who can protect what matters to you.
Back to 1 North in 3, 2, 1, go.
Thanks for joining us and the Spartan fans here at 1 North for the Robyn Fralick Show, presented by Diversified Insurance Group. By the way, Michigan State thanks the upcoming game day sponsor. That Michigan State-Michigan game is sponsored by Farm Bureau Insurance. So a big thank you to Farm Bureau Insurance. All right, we've been talking with Michigan State head women's basketball coach Robyn Fralick about this big rivalry game coming up on Sunday. But we've talked a little bit about the Wolverines and what happened last time. But let's talk about your squad. You come off of a stretch where you've won 5 of the last 6 games. What do you need to see this week from your team in that improvement category and that pursuit of improvement we keep talking about to get another one against Michigan?
We've got to be really sharp defensively. I think that's something we've got to be able to count on night in and night out. You know, one thing I know we've talked about as a staff moving forward to getting our rebounding back at a higher level. Our defensive rebounding the last few games hasn't been where we want it to be, so kind of zoning back in on that. And then getting better at what we do. And when you have a system and you keep working on it, just continuing to expect a higher level out of it.
And of course, when you talk about the rebounding, last time Michigan State played Michigan, out-rebounded the Wolverines 40-33. So you got to see some great effort and execution there. But what goes into that?
Oh, a lot of things. Film, gentle reminders, practicing it, holding people accountable to it. It's so important. Whatever style or system you play, rebounding is so important to being successful. So we'll have some good gentle reminders this week and just get back to, making sure we understand how important that is on every single possession.
Very, very gentle pushes.
Yeah, gentle, kind reminders.
Excellent stuff. We let you know, too, that Michigan State-Michigan game on Sunday tips at 2. If you're listening on the radio, you can join us at 1:45 in the afternoon on WJIM AM 1240 and 106.9 FM. Also, some thank yous on the way out the door. Big thank you to 1 North Kitchen and Bar, the owners of the Bourbons. Big thank you to the managers, the wait staff here in-house. Big thanks on the video side to Josh Rocky for all of his help. Steve Klein in the back, Tony LaBarbera carrying the stream. Big thank you, of course, to the women's basketball program and all of their help with us. Big thanks as well to Kara Fisher, Abby Nackford, Nyla Hampton, all of their assistants. Big thank you to all of you who tuned in and joined us here on this Monday afternoon for the Robyn Fralick Show. And for Robyn Fralick, I'm Dalton Shetler. Until Sunday, we'll talk to you then. Go green, wear green.
You've been listening to the Robyn Fralick Show on the Spartan Media Network from Playfly Sports.
You're clear.
The Robyn Fralick Show has been presented by Diversified